What's good? It is Tuesday,
Good evening.
which means that it is How to Make Love Work.
Conversation Tuesday.
Conversations with Jared and Marquita, How to Make Love Work. So, the summer is here, and
Yes, Lord.
here in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, where we live, the students are out and home.
And home. Yep.
I'm not sure where it is, what it is like where you are, but the summer is here. You guys got any summer plans?
No.
Vacations, weddings, reunions, homecomings,
Class reunions.
Yeah. Gloria.
All kind of
Hey.
trips and stuff planned.
Yep.
Hi, Gloria.
All right, so we've got a very good topic tonight. Can I share this? How can I share?
Oh, no, it didn't ask me to cross.
Send it, show my request. Oh, I must be looking at it from How to Make Love Work. Okay.
Hey, Stella. Hey, everybody.
All right, I'm trying to just see how to share this real quick. And then we're going to talk about our subject matter. Who's that you say? What up, Dana?
Hey, Dana.
All right, so our subject matter tonight is about the women folk. Single and married women folk. So the question, here we go. All right, hold on, let me share this real quick.
The subject matter this evening is:
Go ahead, man, I'm sorry.
are women more sexually active when they're single?
Are they more sexually active when they're single? And if they are, why? So I guess that also begs the question, are women less sexually active when they are married?
Or in a relationship?
Or in a relationship? No,
Like
I
a
would say
long-term
just
relationship.
I would say more specifically married.
Okay. Ooh, child.
Yeah, I would say more specifically married. What? I'm trying to share.
Oh, shit. Just post.
All right, there you go. Okay. All right, what's up, Marcella? Marcella just celebrated her birthday last week.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sugar Poo.
I'm telling her business. She has her last year in her 20s.
Don't tell her business.
All right, so we're just going to take a couple of seconds, let a couple more people get on, then we're going to talk about single women and women in general. I'm going to share as it relates to your sexual appetite. I don't intend for tonight to be graphic or anything like that.
I mean,
It's just, we're just talking about, it just keeps saying the word sex.
with Jared, we just don't know. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Shayla.
Cousin!
What's up?
Yeah, what up, cousin? Chris.
Curtis Walker, how
I
you
mean, Curtis,
doing?
I'm sorry. I can't
Wear
see
your
you.
glasses.
Double glasses in the room. So, yeah, all right. So, all right, you ready to
I'm ready.
jump? All right, so here's the deal. I heard, and none of this is science or proven research, but I was listening to a woman share the difference between men and women regarding sexual appetite.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Chantel.
What up, Chantel? All right, so again, if you're just coming in, what we're going to get to is the question, are women more sexually active when they're single than when they're married?
And put your answers to the question in the comments. If you think, or thumbs up if you think they are, thumbs down.
No thumbs down. I want you to type
What?
something because I want them to talk. Just get ahead.
Okay, well then talk to us. Let
I'm
us
sorry,
know.
there's thumbs up and thumbs down. I'm
Child,
sorry.
or you can just talk and let us know your opinion.
Hey, baby.
Move if you agree with that statement or not, or it's not even a statement. It's a question.
It's a question. All right, give him the question again. I'm sorry, I was all talking over you and everything. Go ahead.
Often. So, are women more sexually active when they're single? Which I guess begs the question, are they less sexually active when they're married? So that's the topic of discussion.
So
let us know your thoughts in the comments.
yes.
Hey, Marcellus.
What up, Marcellus? So this young lady was sharing the difference between men and women's sexual appetite. So she shared that with women, well, I'll start with men. With men, they have sperm, hundreds, thousands, millions, I'm not sure, of sperm in them, produced in them every single day. And I think I did read an article or something that shared that it only takes 30 men to impregnate every woman on the earth, because the men have such large amount of sperm in them every single day. So because of that, that sperm that's produced every day in the man creates the appetite to release the sperm, and want to be physically active. It's not just that he's a horn dog. According to this woman, there's a chemical
that makes them horn dogs.
there's a chemical action happening in him that is causing him to want to release this on a regular basis. On the other hand, you have the woman who has an egg that drops, or she produces once a month. And when that egg drop, before and after, is usually when she is more apt to be sexually active, or she has the motivation, physical or chemical motivation to be sexually active. And so she is not as sexually motivated because that chemical influence is not there all month. It's
so
there
the chemical
once.
Testosterone?
I don't know if it's testosterone. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not. Whatever is happening is only happening once a month, and maybe the before and after is where she has that chemical motivation to want to be sexually active. Now, so the difference is you have one who has this chemical motivation every single day, and you have the other who has this chemical motivation only once a month.
I think it's testosterone.
I don't know.
Yeah, look it up.
I don't know. So there's going to be this imbalance, a possible imbalance, of the male being more sexually motivated, and the woman being less sexually motivated. I think I've seen a few people say how their husband, he's more sexual than I am. I am less sexual than he is from the woman. But I think if we take that in consideration, that perhaps if any of this what I've just shared is accurate, that she naturally will be less sexually motivated than he. The question begs, it begs the question or the conversation, if this is the case, then let's look at the scenario of her being single and her being married. It has been the norm that when a woman is single, she's more sexually active. Even when she's dating in a regular relationship, she's more sexually active. And now the same egg don't drop but once. And then when she gets married, that sexual activity drops down or declines in great percentages now that she's married. So
why is that?
Yeah, why is that? Is that true? Is that, is that not true? What are you guys' thoughts on all of that? I guess I'll share mine. I'll start the conversation. Where it has been as I study people and I counsel people in relationships and whatever, it has been, and in my own experience, it has been that a woman that is single is more sexually motivated and more sexually active. if she is sexually active. I'm not talking about, well, I want to be celibate. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if she's sexually active, she's more sexually active as a single woman, and then when she gets married, that completely declines. Some may say that she's more sexually active with, the same guy. In this scenario, if she's single with this one guy they're dating, and she marries the same guy, so there's no variable in there. You know what I mean? It's the same person. It is said that perhaps it's because she is, some have called it quite deceptive, because she's trying to your whole face.
I'm like, what?
Because she's trying to hook him.
Okay.
So she's trying to hook him, and so she is, trying to let him know it's good on this side. You know what I mean? It's good with me. You know what I mean? I can give you the life. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me push pause. So, I think just bluntly, I think, in my opinion, that women are a lot of women are more sexually active when we're dating. A lot of it could be just whatever the circumstances are surrounding the relationship, and it could also be, like say if somebody's if they're long distance, or if it's been a while for that woman, she may want to get a couple of them in, and then she may take a little hiatus for a little while, a couple weeks or days or so. But I do think that women do use that power, so to speak, to try to
Hook.
them or just get them to want only her. Whether he's with her only or whether they the side piece, there are many women that do use that power to to subdue him and to hook him. And so they will, give it out a little bit more than their normal, liking, or more than they normally want to, just because I have a goal.
I have a goal to reach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when they get married,
I got you.
and so it goes.
It's not just I got you. I think it's subconsciously. Like, I don't have anything to worry about. He's here. Our sex life is good. We're going to do it. We did it today. We'll be fine. We're going to do it tomorrow. Or 2-3 days from now. We'll be all right.
2 or 3 weeks.
Or 2 or 3 weeks. He's not going anywhere. And then on top of that, we have other factors. Children, work, and just other whatever.
But some of those factors are already there before marriage.
But you still have a goal. The goal is to secure myself, my prize.
Right. So is that deceptive?
I don't think it's deceptive, unless it's intentionally being deceptive, especially like the side pieces.
What do you mean?
If that's just the ultimate goal, just to I don't really care for him like that. I just want to.
What if she does care for him?
I don't think it's deceptive.
It's not deceptive.
No, but I think on the guy is performing on the other half as well.
How?
He's trying to make sure his performance is up to par.
We talking about sex, or we talking about just everything?
I'm talking about sex, yeah.
Okay.
I think the guy is performing, trying to make sure he's up to par in order for her to want to hook him. In order for her to want him.
Yeah, I don't think the performance thing really has is a factor in that.
I think it does.
Because he's okay. It's not. But
I think it is.
It's not. Because he's not necessarily. I mean, he's okay. Let me go to the other thing first. That guy may have decided, you know what, I'm gonna stick with you because
it's good.
Not just it's good, but because you're matching my appetite.
Not all the time.
No, and when she's single, and she's got that goal to get him. He may say, you know what, he may in his mind, because she's matching my sexual appetite, she's even initiating some things and all this other stuff. Boom, man, I never had anybody like you. You're matching my appetite. and you're initiating, and you're
Among other
adventurous,
things.
and you know, whatever. It's like that's the one. You know what I mean? Because I can now just be myself sexually with this one, and she's this, and she's that, and she's this, and she's that, but definitely that as well. And then boom, they get married, and then all of a sudden those things decline because she had the goal, she reached the goal. She's not initiating, or rarely initiating now. She's not matching the appetite because it's like she's going back to what I described earlier, back to that 1A drop. And it's like almost a total opposite scenario of what she portrayed from the beginning. So that's
where I feel
what
the deception comes in.
right. That is what is perhaps thought of as the deceptive perception.
Well, what do y'all think? Do you guys think women are being deceptive when they slow down or when their sexual appetite declines
So what do you
from
think?
when they were? I still don't think it's being. I think it depends, like I said, on the person and.
All right. So what does a guy to do about that?
Talk to your companion.
Because here's the thing: on the opposite side, when if he declines on what he presented to her, whether it was I take care of all this, you know, I'm very chivalry with you.
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous is the person. Chivalry is the act.
Not chivalrous. OUS.
Showing chivalry, and then all of a sudden he's not. He loves these kids that are not his. When dating, buying them gifts and all kinds of stuff, going and taking them to the park and all that, and then now married, not doing any of that. That would be a whole problem. I
think sometimes guys do slow down with all that.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
And I think that the woman sees that as deceptive.
They may. They may. Yeah.
She sees that as, you know, it's almost like he fooled me. You just did this just for us to, you know, get into the relationship. And now that we're in, you're not doing any of that. You know what I mean? I married you because I thought you were going to do this, or you were not going to do this, but this is who you were, mister. And now that you are not any of that actually, I feel deceived. So if that is the case, then it got to be the same thing on the other side. I'm not sure why is it not deceptive for from the woman when it's deceptive from the man if he changes up drastically.
With sex?
Period. I'm not talking about just with sex.
Okay.
I'm talking about even if it was with sex. Well,
That's what we're talking about. So
no. What we're talking about showing something at before marriage, getting into marriage, and almost doing the opposite. Specifically, sex is the primary topic, but it's the same.
Okay.
But you call it it's not deceptive if she does that, and perhaps that's how you think. I want to understand it. Maybe other women think that way too. When it comes to sex, if she changes up, it's not deceptive.
I don't think it is all the time. Like I said, you got some of those characters out there that are deceptive. That's just their MO. But then I think for most women, it's not an intentional act of deception. Let's read some of the comments and see what people are saying.
All right, I'm gonna get back what you just said.
Okay. Tia.
What's up, Tia? Sandra, what's going on? Tanya's on as well. All right, so Shayla says, are we taking into consideration that once people get married and have kids, it influences the woman's sexual appetite? Sure. We take that into consideration.
And age. We're tired.
Well, no, because some people, some women, as they get older, they become more sexually motivated.
And that's because I think their testosterone levels increase.
Yeah. So even in taking that into consideration, you take those same components in consideration for that guy, right? And you still want him to present to you what he was always presenting to you.
Yeah.
So
And that's vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
still
so
want
but
that
why
same
is it that
person.
let's take these things in consideration for her, that when she adjusts, it's okay because of these things. Adjusts, but if he adjusts with those same considerations, it's not necessarily okay.
I don't think it is. I think, like I said
It's
earlier,
almost like,
I think
man, you
it
got to man
depends
up.
on
You know, man, you got to be a man and do what you're supposed to do regardless. For her, it's like, it's okay. We take those things in consideration.
No, I think it depends, like I said, on the people and the circumstances surrounding their relationship in regards to adjustments having to be made or being made, and us the other having to be considerate of that. Like I guess Shayla was saying, even with the women having children, working and everything, and then even with the guy, he may have a lot going on in his mind. He may have a lot going on his plate, you know, providing and working and everything else. He may, who knows, whatever else may be on his plate, and it can affect him.
Right, and I mean, of course, I want to stick to what I usually stick to. We're not talking about, you know, I want to talk about this, but of course, you have to bring that in too as a balance.
Yeah, that's
Not about the man too.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right, so let's go to Sandra. Sandra says, I think she gives him what he wants, and when she gets him, she is back to her natural self. I agree with that. Now, the question would be, what was wrong with her showing him her natural self in the single life? And I think what's wrong with her showing him her natural self in the single life is that she performs, which is not necessarily her natural self. She's performing to attain or obtain. Just like you go for an interview, for a job, you're showing them who you think they want to see, not necessarily who you really are.
Right.
Like, who you really are is that you're going to be late 3 minutes every day almost, and you're going to take 5 more minutes on your lunch break than normal, and you're always going to be at the very edge of the dress code, you know, and that's who you really are, but you don't show that.
Scrap yourself.
Huh?
You just scrap
No.
yourself. I'm just kidding.
So, which is deceptive. That's like Bridget. Yeah, got it. So it's so I do think that she, as Sandra said,
Hey,
she gives him what he wants, and when she gets him, she is back to her natural self. But guess what? He is looking for what you showed him.
And that's true. That is true.
He's looking for what you showed him. Period. Now, here is the bad side and the immature side of some guys. He's looking for you. He's looking for what you showed him. He saw that he could get it through you, and you're now his wife. But regardless, he's looking for what you showed him. Whether he gonna get it from you or he's gonna get it from somebody else. He thought he was fine and had everything he needed from you, but he's still looking for what you showed him. And if you stop doing that, you're leaving that part of him empty, and he's still looking for it. Does that make sense? And I'm not trying to come down on the. I'm trying to understand the women, but I'm trying to first establish some common ground of thought or agreement here. That maybe she doesn't do that, or maybe she does do that. All right, what's up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Tia says, I don't think it's deceptive. I think it unintentionally happens that way, especially once you get married. You just have more involved doing more together, especially if you didn't live together prior or have obligations together prior. It changes a little. Days for whatever seem busier. I think the important thing in a marriage is not to deny, though, when asked.
Not to deny, though, when asked. Okay.
Right. Not to deny when asked. Well, that is part of the scenario.
Yeah.
That
every time you ask, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah, and that he is asking perhaps, and it's like, nah, because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. So yeah, all right. So Shayla comes back and says, I think it is deceptive if the goal of the woman is not. If the goal of the woman is not a serious relationship with the man she's with, Example, if she just wants to manipulate to get what she wants, like material things, etc. Well,
That's the case for some. I think that's the case for some. But
I also think that even if, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
I also think that even if her goal was a serious relationship with this man, and she figured, because I mean that is not far fetched for women to do that, or is it rare for women to do that? That I want this man, I'm about to show him I am the woman he should marry, and that
and we perform.
and we perform. And specifically, not only, but with our specific topic tonight is sexually, where it's like, boom, I'm gonna show him, we're gonna have fun. Not that I'm loose or anything like that, but we gonna have fun in this, and every time he sees me, you know what I mean, and then maybe you're seeing one another.
Some kind of way.
Right, you're seeing one another, and you're excited about seeing one another because it's new and it's fresh, or maybe it's 3 years down the line. Until you've hooked him into marriage, that woman is still working to hook him, and so
Even after marriage, sometimes you got to work to keep his attention, keep it spicy, as they say.
But the problem is, once you get married, it declines.
That's true.
So,
but it's not always once you get married. It happens during the marriage, and I think, like I said, even with people in long-term relationships, it just happens over the course of us becoming really familiar and common now. Adding in other factors that my life is actually intertwining with your life, and we have other things pulling at us. And it's not that I don't want to. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I've had some type of medical issues going on, or maybe I'm just tired with these children, or I feel like I have a lot on my plate. I'm stressed. Maybe you don't make me feel like I thought you should make me feel in that area or in that aspect. Who knows what could be going on? Maybe somebody's dealing with past stuff. When you're dating, like I said, I think it is a performance, and it is a goal in mind, at least for a woman. He gonna want me. I'm gonna let him know I'm the one. I'm the right one. Especially if that's the one that the woman wants to marry and wants to hook, so to speak. She's gonna make herself available and do whatever she can in the time that they're dating. And then once that familiarity starts setting in, then we start loosening the reins. So.
Well, that's where I agree with you. That I give you that we're in familiarity and commonplace sets in, because it's very it is quite possible that all the other factors could have been there before you got married. Children, stressful job, business, some medical issues, past, everything you name. So it's like those things, I don't give a pass for those things.
Pass.
But I do understand, because those things could have been there before. So it's not, now that I'm married, it's like, okay, I got all this stuff. No, those things may have been there before. But the familiarity and the commonplace kicks in, which causes one to lose focus on the, I hate to say this word because it sounds so obligated, but on the focus of the responsibility of love towards your partner. I said it way. So familiarity and commonplace can often cause a person to lose responsibility towards their part in the relationship, and that can be with anything, even if it's with your job, or if it's with church, or whatever, your club that you're in. Familiarity, after a while, commonplace kicks in, and people kind of begin to decline being at the top of their level in their responsibility.
They become more relaxed.
Okay. All right. All right.
I agree.
So,
hey Jocelyn.
What up, Jocelyn?
And Kevin, congratulations, you guys. I don't know if you made the announcement yet, but if you have, post it in the comments. If you haven't, then just forget I said a thing.
Okay, because I have no idea what she's talking about.
Okay.
So if you want us to know, post it there. All right, Tia says, Tia says, it should be mutual, but there are factors that are out of control, like reproductive surgeries for women. All right, which is
Like the whole, hysterectomy or partial or full, or just having fibroids and stuff like that removed. It messes with your chemical levels to where you become imbalanced, or even just the fact that if you're going through menopause, early menopause, all of that just plays a factor in it.
They should give me a lesson. I can't say anything to that.
You can't, because it happens. It's what happens.
It does. It is what happens. But it doesn't. It doesn't change the fact that
This
what
is how
was.
you was. It don't change the fact. It just lets you know that this is where we are now.
Yeah.
Like Grandma Wheaton.
All right. T says also that's where you should have a strong enough relationship to communicate. Going back to where you said maybe the willingness is there more in the beginning. She may be more aggressive or the initiator. So what I'm saying is if I tend to slip on that and you let me know when I'm going
Falling off.
deny, know that I'm going to deny if you, I'm going to deny you if I lost what she was saying.
Where? Mm-hmm.
Right here. She may be more aggressive or the initiator. So what I'm saying is if I tend to slip off or don't just slip on that and you let me know that,
I'm going to deny you if you're asking. I'm not even going to deny you. Okay.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's per woman.
Yeah, yep. It depends on the woman, yep. Because a lot of, like you said, if their relationship has a strong communication and understanding, then they'll, it's not to say that the other person won't get frustrated, both parties won't get frustrated during the communication process and don't want to be understanding, but I get where you're coming from. You let me know I done slipped off, I slowed up, or I done fell back some on that, so I'm falling off. Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. Let's see how we can kind of work together to kind of get that back up.
But that comes from a mature place.
Yeah.
So here's the understanding for both parties. The understanding that the woman has a number of factors that can come into play that will cause the appetite or the decline in appetite. And even if it was such aggression and initiation and more frequent when she was single, the understanding is that familiarity will kick in. I don't care who you are. Commonplace will kick in. And then her natural self, if it is true that, of course, she's more sexually motivated, that window of the month, that small window of the month when the egg drops, then...
But even with that, sometimes, when we say when the egg drops, most time when the egg drops, that means menstruation is getting ready to begin.
I said before or after.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I said that small window during that time, before or after or both, which is a small window. I forgot what I was saying now. But basically, familiarity can kick in, and she falls back to, this is not really on my mind, because all this other stuff is here. Whether I'm doing this, I got this. I'm more focused on the other obligations that I have in my life because I have become more secure in my relationship. Or secure in this person that I was after. Even if the relationship is rocky, I'm more secure in the person that I was after. And so she may fall prey to only the chemical motivation opposed to the intentional work motivation. That make sense? The chemical motivation says if my body says that I want it, that I'll even think about it.
Right.
If my body doesn't say I want it, then although it's healthy for the relationship, it's not on my mind. Although you may want it, it's not on my mind, and I'm not going to put it on my mind because my body didn't tell me that we want to do this.
Now, I would say if that's the case, this latter portion, that some serious therapy takes place, because that is a block to where it's not on your mind like that. It's some type of block going on. I would, in my opinion, I think it's some type of block there to where if it's never on your mind, not even flirting or anything like that, I think that there's some type of maybe chemical or maybe a painful situation that occurred, but there's some type of block there that needs to be addressed and acknowledged and healed.
So here's the other thing. On the other side of that is the understanding that the man, so the man needs to understand that about the woman.
Mm-hmm.
The woman needs to understand that the man every day, chemically, he is being
Horn dog.
he is being endowed, infused, pumped with sperm or testosterone, whatever it is. So that's the understanding. That it's not that he's a freak. It's not that he's a horn dog. It's not that that's the only thing on your mind. It's just that this chemical motivation is hitting him every single day. So that's, I think, is what the woman needs to understand about him. And I think it's important that they both understand this because they are both totally different people. Totally different things happening with their body. And if you're only expecting for the two of you to live out this relationship with only your understanding of your body, it's going to be hell. It's going to be misery. Because if you just only want him and this relationship to be fashioned according to, well, you know I got this going, from the woman's perspective, you know I got this going, you know I had this happening to me, you know I had a hysterectomy, I'm stressed out, and blah, blah, blah.
Just excuses and reasons.
Right. Reasons as well, but if you only want the relationship in this particular area of sex to be shaped around your understanding, it's going to be misery.
Yeah.
Same thing with the man.
It's not fair.
Right. If the man only wants the relationship to be fashioned around his understanding of the sex appetite, because he's got this chemical thing coming to him all the time, and he's visual, and so he keeps seeing his wife, and he wants, and it's like, what's wrong with you? You know, you my wife. You know what you're supposed to do, and all this wrong talk, obligation, and my needs are this and that kind of stuff like that. You need to know my needs. Then it's going to be misery. There needs to be a compromisable, mature understanding of both parties involved.
Right. The way that our bodies operate, the way that our minds operate, we got to try to understand ourselves and then help our significant others to understand this is what's happening, this is what happens when, and this is why this happens.
Right.
So what can we do to avoid, going left or the negative? How can we cultivate intimacy and have more sex?
Which is
not
also,
even just a whole lot of sex, just how can we be intentional?
Which is also why I want to push back on what Tia shared. Is like, if you ask, I won't deny, because that's one-sided. That's almost saying that I don't need him to consider what's happening with my body. If he asks, I just won't deny him. Opposed to, he also needs to understand what's happening with your body, which meant that if he understands what's happening with your body, then that should at times make him not ask. Make sure that and make sure he's sensitive enough not to even ask.
Right.
Because he understands what's happening with your body and your mind, not just your body, but your mind and your emotions at the time. Because to say to the woman, hey, you got everything you got going on, but if he asks, then don't deny him, is to put her in jail. Is to put her in a jail of obligation. Is to put her in jail of denying your own thoughts and your own body.
That's pressure.
And pressure. It needs to be a full consideration of both parties involved. I don't care how much you got going on in your little body, man, or mister. Today, I need you to consider both. And woman, it doesn't matter how much you are, life and body, I need you to consider both. Yeah. So that's the full effect. It is true, in my opinion, that women are
Hey, Carmen.
when women are single, they forget about all. They don't care nothing about all that. They trying to catch, they trying to hook, and they trying to
make sure that attention
get
is
that
on
goal. Right.
Right.
So I don't care if her knee is giving out and her uterus is falling down. Is she trying to hook
Are you
him?
going too far?
kind of falling out. If she trying to hook him, she don't care nothing about that. She about to go in and show him these knees do still work. But it's all about that. Which is what you doing? Which is the deception. That is the full total deception, because then when she comes into a relationship, it's like, okay, now you need to know that, you know, I actually my whole right head is bald and I only got hair on my left side, and I really can't do this. You know what I mean? It's like, don't, you know, tell me that.
What's that movie? I'm gonna get you sucker.
Yeah, tell me that up front. You know what I mean? Don't be putting all, don't create this dream for him. And then once he commits his entire life to you, he give you everything. He gives you his rib, his neck, his ears, his intestines. He gives you everything. And then you snatch the dream away. And he like, nah, dog, this ain't what I signed up for. This ain't.
Now, you know that can go both ways now.
It can, definitely.
What did Shayla say?
She said, nah, if I can't do something, he gonna know.
That's right. Look, hey, go ahead and put this out there. Don't expect this, because it's not.
So Tia says, yes, true. I guess I assume I'm compromising, but yes, you are right. Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to compromise.
Right.
Not deny.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. What's the word I'm looking for?
Not considerate. Not be inconsiderate.
No. I want you, because I say compromise is a give and take. Compromise is as close to middle as you can get. Mm-hmm. That's compromise. But when it's just, if he asks, don't deny, it's not compromise. Mm-mm. That is to, what's the word I'm looking for? That is I
was gonna say deny, but I don't want to
concede. Say that. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want you to compromise, not concede.
Mm-hmm. Oh Lord, that's what the president of you doing. It is concede. Ooh. What are you talking about? It's the word you think about when they lose.
Compromise is trying to get as close to middle as possible. Concede is give in. Mm-hmm.
No matter what, and we don't want to do that.
And that's not, and here's what a lot of women do. You took the words out of my mouth. A lot of women will concede for the sake of the relationship, the sake of trying to make everybody peaceful, make everybody happy. But here's the reality: is that although she's doing it for peace and for happiness, she has written down in her invisible mental bank every time she conceded. Because that booger is going to add up after a while. Once it get to, it's like she has this invisible number. And when it get to that number, out of conceded, it's explosive. Yeah, so try not to concede if you don't have to. Try to get to a compromise. Here's the other thing. A man will always do what you train him to do. So if you're always conceding without his consideration of you, then he won't consider you. He just will expect you to always give him what he asks, or give him what he wants, or to concede to his needs in spite of yours. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tia says, right, and he's not inconsiderate at all. It's just me feeling like I'm compromising, but if I truly can't, I will say that.
Yes. Don't
say that, and he wouldn't be upset, but definitely not a no matter what situation, not at all. Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
That's healthy.
That's healthy, but you heard what I said. Compromise and don't concede. She's taking up for both of them. Compromise, don't concede. I didn't tell you to take up for Mr. Just compromise and don't always concede. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay,
because sometimes we just roll over and just say, just take it. You know my nerve, just take it.
They be
sometimes
like,
we be like that.
No.
Sometimes we have to be like, I don't want that. You don't just give me anything. If you don't want me, you don't desire me. That's how I be.
And then sometimes I be like, okay, I'm gonna take it for sure then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sure take it. I'm gonna sure take it.
Wait a minute, don't talk to me.
Sometimes he's like, no, because it's like, because women often misjudge men in thinking that when he's wanting physical act, that he's just wanting physical act.
Yeah. A lot of times.
He just
like,
wants sex. And he married
Why?
and been in there forever. He just want your body. Being in a relationship forever. Been in a what was the look? Been in a relationship forever. That he just wants your body. He's like, no, all he wants my body. And that's a misconception. That's a misjudgment of him. Because it's quite often that he wants the connection of you two. He wants the reconnection of you two. And that's the closest, that's the most intimate thing that you can do is to be physical. And so it satisfies, I guess, two needs or one need in its totality. Because the one need is the intimacy, but that is inclusive of physical, mental, and emotional you. Not just take it. It's like, no, it's not what I was after.
A lot of times women just want that. We don't want the whole. A lot of times women, we don't want all that lovey-dovey stuff. Here, just let me feel your passion.
But it's not about.
And I'm done.
But even then, if it's just the passion, because he may not want to be all lovey-dovey either. But he may want you, not just let me know when you're done. Even if it's just, hey, let's we ain't gotta do foreplay. We just going physical. Even if it's that, but I need you to be there though.
I know some women probably think about, well, I think I left something at the grocery store.
Did I put my alarm clock on? What I think he done?
Somebody gotta get up in the morning.
Like he ain't got.
I don't do this.
I know he ain't got but like 6 more strokes. So yeah, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's gonna come out. I think it's a clean. It's honey.
Huh?
It's just honey. It'll come out. Ooh, the vanity.
I got vanity. When you just put 9 brown spots on my shirt, I got vanity. You didn't put 12.
I'm slapping.
You done put 14 brown
You keep going up.
spots on my shoulder shirt. And you'll blame it on me.
Yeah. This is what we gotta go through, y'all.
All right. Okay. So going back to day.
Are women more sexually active when they're single?
And the answer is yes.
Yep. Okay, that's what's happening.
Are they deceptive in being more sexually active when they are single? Yes.
Are men horn dogs?
Nah.
Yes. Hell yes. Yeah, I said it.
You need to go back on that sofa and repent. We don't
No,
use that type of
gonna
language.
try to use that as a bed. No.
Take it.
I on my cream sofas.
All right. I think we're done.
Mm-hmm.
We are done.
I'm getting hot and bothered.
Me?
Poo-poo.
What are you talking about?
You ready to go?
You put brown stuff all over my shirt.
Brown stuff, that I'm sorry. Oh, God, y'all.
All right. So share this. Keep the conversation going in your relationships. Check yourself, men and women. Mm-hmm. Make sure, one, that you're not being deceptive and you're not being inconsiderate of each other, and also that you are paying attention to your sex life. Especially if you're married or dating, whatever the case may be, whatever your moral ethics are. If you're in a relationship and you are and you actually have a sexual life and you want to, then make sure that you are actually paying attention to it. Make sure that you're being intentional about it, so that it can actually yield pleasure and not only a motivated goal through manipulation.
And if you're not in the union, y'all wrap it up. Use safe contraceptives. And that's what they call them now. It's been so long, child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, use those. Be safe out there.
Get saved.
You sound like Flanders from The Simpsons.
Good night.
God is watching.
What are you talking about?
That's what it is.
Good night. Bye.